Flash floods have hit parts of Saudi Arabia as heavy rainfall has been recorded across the kingdom since last week.
Saudi Arabia, one of the driest regions on Earth, is experiencing an unexpected transformation. Traditionally dependent on oil, the nation is investing in cutting-edge technologies to convert desert areas into productive agricultural land. This shift highlights Saudi Arabia's aim for agricultural self-sufficiency, environmental sustainability, and economic diversification. Through desalination, advanced irrigation, and innovations in crop science, Saudi Arabia is reshaping its arid landscape, challenging conventional views about the limitations of desert agriculture. To combat the scarcity of water, Saudi Arabia has invested significantly in desalination plants, converting seawater into fresh water. Solar energy powers many of these plants, making the process more sustainable. Techniques like drip irrigation and hydroponic systems, which use nutrient-rich water solutions instead of soil, allow crops to thrive with minimal water use. This is essential in a country where water is scarce and temperatures reach extremes. Enhancing the desert soil, typically low in nutrients, has been another focus. Scientists are using composting, organic fertilizers, and soil amendments to increase water retention and nutrient availability. Biochar, a charcoal-like substance made from organic waste, improves soil fertility and sequesters carbon, making it a promising solution for desert agriculture. Together, these innovations allow a variety of crops to grow in previously barren land. The Al-Kharj region south of Riyadh is a prime example of this agricultural revolution. Large, circular green fields visible from space showcase crops like wheat, potatoes, and alfalfa growing in desert conditions. By reducing food imports and increasing domestic production, Saudi Arabia is working toward food sovereignty, reducing its vulnerability to global market fluctuations and supply chain disruptions. This shift toward agriculture is part of Saudi Arabia's broader Vision 2030, a national development plan aimed at economic diversification. Beyond food security, the agricultural transformation is creating jobs in farming, food processing, and agricultural technology. This move supports Vision 2030's goal of building a resilient economy less dependent on oil revenues. Environmentally, the greening of the desert combats desertification and improves air quality. Planting vegetation in barren areas cools local temperatures and increases humidity, offering a potential refuge for wildlife. These green areas could eventually support biodiversity, bringing birds, insects, and other wildlife back to the desert ecosystem. Saudi Arabia's progress has sparked interest in other arid regions, such as Egypt, Algeria, and the UAE, which face similar challenges. Through sharing technology and research, Saudi Arabia could help build partnerships across the Middle East and North Africa to improve agricultural sustainability. Despite these achievements, the transformation has challenges. Desalination produces brine, a salty byproduct that can harm marine life if not managed properly. Even with solar energy, desalination remains energy-intensive. Scientists are addressing these concerns, but sustainable solutions are essential for long-term success in desert agriculture. Saudi Arabia is also balancing traditional desert lifestyles with agricultural expansion. Local communities that rely on pastoralism and nomadic practices may be affected. Involving these communities in planning and providing jobs in the new agriculture sector can support social cohesion and respect traditional ways of life. Genetic modifications and selective breeding are critical to desert agriculture's success. Scientists are developing crops that can endure high salinity and drought, traits necessary for the harsh desert environment. This approach may benefit other drought-prone regions as well, helping them adapt to arid conditions. Precision agriculture technologies are transforming farming efficiency. Using sensors, drones, and satellite imagery, farmers monitor crop health, soil moisture, and nutrient levels in real time. Cloud computing and AI further enhance data analysis, enabling farmers to make informed decisions on irrigation, fertilization, and pest control. This sustainable, data-driven approach is crucial in a resource-scarce environment like the desert. Greenhouses offer another vital solution, creating controlled environments where crops grow year-round. Closed-loop hydroponics in these greenhouses conserve water and reduce nutrient runoff. Reflective films and shading screens limit sunlight exposure, lowering the need for cooling. These innovations enable Saudi Arabia to grow fresh produce like tomatoes and cucumbers despite harsh desert conditions. Aquaponics, which combines fish farming with hydroponic plant cultivation, is also gaining traction. Nutrient-rich water from fish tanks nourishes plants, and the plants, in turn, purify the water for fish. This closed-loop system is efficient, providing both crops and a protein source, making it highly sustainable for desert agriculture. The economic benefits extend beyond food security. As Saudi Arabia invests in agricultural technology, local companies are emerging to manufacture and supply equipment, sensors, and software for desert farming. This aligns with Vision 2030's goal of fostering a knowledge-based economy. With increased job opportunities in agricultural engineering, biotechnology, and data analysis, Saudi Arabia is creating a skilled workforce to support its agricultural ambitions. Saudi Arabia is actively developing desert agriculture to equip its citizens with the skills needed to work in this emerging industry. This focus on workforce development not only supports economic diversification, but also addresses youth unemployment, which has been a long-standing challenge in the country. As Saudi Arabia continues to develop its desert agriculture sector, it is also exploring the potential to export crops to other nations, particularly within the Gulf Cooperation Council (GCC) region. By establishing itself as an agricultural producer, Saudi Arabia could play a key role in ensuring regional food security. A critical issue, given that many GCC countries face similar climate challenges and rely heavily on food imports. Exporting food produced in the desert could help balance trade portfolios in these nations, fostering stronger regional cooperation. Saudi Arabia's desert agriculture could become a cornerstone of the GCC's shared food security strategy, reducing the region's vulnerability to global supply chain disruptions and economic instability. The ecological implications of transforming desert landscapes into productive agricultural land are also noteworthy. The introduction of vegetation into arid areas has the potential to alter local weather patterns gradually. By creating green zones in the desert, Saudi Arabia could initiate localized changes in humidity, potentially even affecting rainfall in surrounding areas. Although these effects would likely be small and gradual, they offer intriguing possibilities for reversing desertification and restoring ecosystems in arid regions. Additionally, these green zones could serve as natural carbon sinks, absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and contributing to climate change mitigation. Moreover, as vegetation is introduced into the desert, these agricultural zones may create new habitats for wildlife. Certain bird species, insects, and small mammals may be drawn to these green spaces, gradually establishing new ecosystems. This increase in biodiversity can contribute to the stability and resilience of the agricultural system itself, as pollinators like bees and other insects are critical for many crops. Their presence in agricultural areas can significantly improve crop yields, fostering a mutually beneficial relationship between agriculture and the local ecosystem. The social impacts of Saudi Arabia's desert transformation are also significant. As the agricultural sector grows, rural areas, historically sparsely populated due to the harsh climate, may experience population growth. This shift could lead to infrastructure development, including schools, healthcare facilities, and transportation networks in previously underserved regions. By creating economic opportunities in rural areas, this project could reduce urban migration and support balanced community development across the country. This rural revitalization not only benefits Saudi Arabia's economy, but also contributes to social stability by ensuring that rural communities have access to resources and opportunities for growth. Saudi Arabia's agricultural vision has also sparked discussions around environmental ethics and humanity's relationship with nature. Transforming deserts into agricultural land raises questions about sustainability and the potential ecological footprint of such large-scale modifications. As Saudi Arabia progresses with its initiatives, it will need to balance its ambitious goals with respect for natural ecosystems. Sustainable practices such as the use of renewable energy, closed-loop systems, and minimal chemical inputs will be essential to ensure that agricultural expansion does not come at the expense of the environment. This balance reflects a broader ethical commitment to responsible development in a world with increasingly strained resources. An essential element in Saudi Arabia's strategy for desert farming is advanced soil conditioning. Desert soils are often nutrient-poor and prone to erosion due to their sandy composition. Saudi scientists and agriculturalists are working on enhancing soil structure and fertility through cutting-edge methods such as microbial inoculation, which involves introducing specific microorganisms to improve nutrient availability and plant health. By enriching soil in a sustainable manner without relying on chemical fertilizers, Saudi Arabia aims to create resilient, self-sustaining soil systems capable of supporting crop growth under harsh conditions. Additionally, carbon sequestration practices are being explored, which could allow agricultural land in the desert to serve as a tool for combating climate change. Saudi Arabia is also experimenting with sustainable livestock farming, often viewed as resource-intensive. Innovative practices like rotational grazing and precision livestock farming technologies help minimize resource use and environmental impact. By using sensors and data analytics, farmers can monitor livestock health and optimize feeding, reducing water and feed usage and making livestock production more sustainable. An additional focus in Saudi Arabia's agricultural expansion is the cultivation of indigenous and alternative crops suited to arid conditions. Rather than relying solely on traditional staples, scientists are studying native plants that naturally thrive in desert environments, such as quinoa, sorghum, and millet. These crops require less water and are more tolerant of saline soils, supporting food security while conserving resources. By incorporating resilient species into its agricultural system, Saudi Arabia is diversifying its crop base, reducing the risks of monoculture, and promoting sustainable practices. Renewable energy is a cornerstone of Saudi Arabia's agricultural ambitions. The kingdom's abundant sunlight presents an opportunity to power agricultural infrastructure with solar energy. Solar panels near farms power desalination plants, greenhouses, and irrigation systems. Excess electricity can be stored or redirected to nearby communities, making agriculture a part of a distributed energy system. Research into energy storage solutions, such as advanced battery systems and energy-efficient cooling technologies, ensures reliable power for critical agricultural operations around the clock. Saudi Arabia has also introduced policy initiatives to encourage sustainable farming and private sector involvement. Subsidies and tax incentives are offered to businesses that invest in green technologies, creating an economic environment that favors environmentally conscious development. This pro-innovation stance is vital for attracting talent and capital to the agricultural sector. On the community level, the transformation has opened new avenues for public involvement and empowerment. The government has established training centers and education programs focused on desert agriculture, providing citizens with the skills needed to participate in this new economy. Workshops on water management, sustainable farming, and data-driven agriculture are offered to rural communities, creating opportunities for residents to engage in and benefit from the agricultural boom. This transformation of Saudi Arabia's deserts into productive farmland carries symbolic and geopolitical significance as well. Traditionally an energy producer, Saudi Arabia is now demonstrating its capacity to lead in agriculture as well. This effort positions Saudi Arabia as a regional leader, capable of pioneering solutions for water scarcity, food security, and environmental challenges. Success in this project could inspire regional cooperation on water resources, with Saudi Arabia potentially reducing its reliance on shared water supplies by developing its own through desalination and efficient irrigation. This approach could set a precedent for cooperative water management strategies, fostering regional stability and potentially reducing conflicts over scarce resources. If you enjoyed this overview, please like and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about Saudi Arabia turning its deserts into agricultural land? Thank you for watching, and see you next time.